Pretty different video for today, since the Legends is so dry to the point where it would make the desert look like it's actually wonderful. I thought I should just make a video talking about units who should get a buff during the Boost Future campaign. And that's really it. Right now, Legends is pretty dull at this point, and that makes sense. Usually October, the end of October, well, not even the end of October. Usually October and November are very quiet points in Legends, which makes sense. I mean, that's just how it's always been, so yeah. Hopefully, when Legends Fest begins during the end of November, we get hype stuff. But right now, it's very dry, and the only content we have is the Zenkai for Goku Black and Zamasu, and the unit right here that you're looking at. So yeah, and yeah, so obviously, I did this in my opinion. Everything will be my opinion and how I view the game. So if you think I'm completely wrong, tell me in the comments. Have fun with it. Maybe you guys have different ideas of who deserves a buff. But yeah, uh, number one, I think the Gohan and Trunks Succession unit should get one. They didn't really have when they came out. It was very hype and cool because we never thought they would do it. Plus, this is right after they made the announcement to make the game look nicer, and you could see it clearly. It's a very nice looking Succession. It's one of the best animations in the game. So I thought they probably deserve a buff. I even gave a little quote here. We can beat them too, and if you remember, Gohan knocks him out with a chop, which I thought that's pretty good. Um, Everything will be looked at max. By the way, max percent. If this is an equipment, clearly everything will be looked at max. So if you're wondering, oh, that looks kind of crazy. Everything's at max. Slot 1, 15% HP up, 40% strike and blast defense, and 100% guard. Now, if you don't remember, I might edit this in. This unit only has 70% damage, reduced damage, and obviously they've changed their way of balancing it. So I think 100% guard will make him go to 170 guard. The math is still weird. I don't even know to this day. And yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. Give him a little bit more bulk, maybe more modern day abilities. Slot 2 strike, 40% strike and blast up. I think that's pretty fair. Slot 2 is a little. I think I made too much. 60% damage inflicted. That might be too much personally, but if you want them to be extremely damage based, then that makes sense. Overall, I think it's pretty fine. Maybe too much offense side. Maybe this should be like 30% inflicted up, maybe 40%. But that's what I made. So yeah. I thought I should be unique here. After succession, the following will occur. Destroy one enemy Dragon Ball. Allies 20% up. I didn't have it up, but damage inflicted up. And 20% guard up for future allies for 30 counts. I thought that's fine. Usually this unit is used for getting Rising Rushed. So I didn't think it makes sense to just give him a full support ability after revived, but maybe I'm in the wrong. I mean, Android 13 exists. And when switched to standby, heal 5% up and give allies 30% key up to 2 times. I think that's overall fine. Maybe you can make it so that after succession he draws a blue card, but he already draws a green, so I see no reason for that. And of course, this is just my opinion, but I think the 5% healing is perfectly fine. This isn't like reduced. It's not forced onto a category. This is for everybody in the game. So he could be ran on, like, I guess, I don't know why you do this LOE. I don't know why you do that, but overall I think this is fine. And since this is the future campaign boost, I made everything more related towards Future Saga. Maybe they'll be unique and they make it like the Goku Black Saga, which would be weird, but would make sense given the theme. But might as well just make it the Future Saga. Number 2, I think this is obvious. Goku Black is arguably, I won't say the worst unit to be released, but arguably maybe top 5 worst unit to be released in general. I think he was pretty bad on release, and even now, kinda is tough to use. The only time you could run him back in the day when he came out during Legends Fest last year, you quite literally had to have him 14 stars, or at least high stars. He was a high star demand unit. He's defense type, which makes sense. And overall, I think he's pretty deserving of a buff. The equipment name will be the Sins of Humanity. They must be purged. From the scenes from like Goku Black, Saga. Slot 1. 20% HP. Makes sense. Let's be honest here. 130% guard. And 150 after transformation. Reason behind this, I just think when you back in the day when you use them, you would just you would do everything you can not to be in base form. It was just that bad because when you're in base form, you don't get blast armor and you don't get the long range projectile. But I digress. I think this is fine. It's rewarding you for just transforming. Maybe that's too much, but the reason I gave him this much guard is because he's a defense type. His whole purpose in life is to do defense. So yeah, that's why I did that. And I might look back, but I think he's at 70 damage reduction, 70% reduced damage, and this will make him go from 200 to 220 after the buff, after transformation. So I think that's fine. That's pretty much modern day stats. 40% blast and strike defense, pretty fine. On 20% HP restore, yeah, that makes sense because when you transform, you heal up, and when you activate the gauge, you heal. I think slot 1 is pretty reasonable. I don't think it's that crazy, but maybe the guard is too high. Maybe just 100% flat out is okay. Slot 2. I don't want to give you a sneak peek for limit 3. Slot 2, 20% damage card. For blue card specifically, 40% damage inflicted, and strike and blast attack 30%. I think I kind of went overboard with this, in my opinion. 20% blue card is whatever. I feel like this is just a thing that helps give him more oomph, give him more damage when he's transformed, because you're gonna transform him regardless. But yeah, I think maybe I gave him a little too much damage, but 30% to me is kind of on the lower side of equipment. But yeah. Slot 3. This should be in his base kit. I don't know why he doesn't have this. When green card counter is landed, seal all cards and rush for 2 counts. If you don't know, for some reason when you use this green card, he doesn't seal rush, which, to be fair, has got to be the most FU thing ever, because you could counter their card. Let's say you tackle Goku Black, right? You counter it. Okay, Goku Black should have priority here because he already takes away Vanish, gets rid of, I think, all the ki the opponent has, but he also can get rushed, immediately. Which, by the way, I don't know why we have green card counters that don't give you priority. In my opinion, green card counters are the literal only form of skill-based, ability you have as a player. Quite literally, I think green card counters should reward you for getting it. Coolers is terrible. I don't know why they give Cooler such a bad green card counter. The best unit in the game that's designed by counters is Blue Gogeta. But I'm just ranting right now. I think it being once only is perfectly fine. I don't know, if you get the green card counter off, you should be rewarded for it. I don't know why they just would let someone just rush you. But hey, that's fine. When gauge is full, the following effects will occur. Enemy arts 20% up, and steal strike cards for 5 counts. I think this is already fine, but I also added the enemy sub counts up 3. My logic for this was simply put, maybe you switch into Goku Black, he takes a card, boom, that's 1 disrupt activated, then you switch to another person and have another disrupt. To me, I think it's fine. However, if you have the argument that this is just too much, maybe I should just make this 10% up, and this Steel Strikes is just too much. It makes sense. Or maybe you could just make this, maybe you could just type this in 1 time, just up to 1 time. Straight up 1 time. But I'm gonna keep it at 2 times since getting the gauge does require you to get hit. No one likes that. And I did something that GT Baby does, and when the gauge is full, he draws a blue card. That's pretty good. I did it up to 3 times. Maybe that's too much, but I did it up to 3 times. The reason I did this is because, it incentivizes you to actually use Goku Black and use the blue card. But this is probably bad too, since you're also clogging your hand up with blue cards. But that's the only good thing about Goku Black is the fact that his gauge isn't reset. You have to empty it with your blue cards. So yeah. Overall, I think this equipment is very much good. It's obviously going to bring him back into the meta, but I feel like I might have went too overboard with the damage inflicted. Goku Black never had an issue with damage. His damage was overall respectable, but his defense was a real issue here, which is why I was kind of a bit more, lenient with his 50% guard up, which I think is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong making a defense unit tank cooler, but, whatever. Overall, not bad, in my opinion. To be fair, I think this might be too much, but hey, I think the blue card is fine. Though drawing a blue card on gauge up is fine. Number 3. This is just straight up. If you know Fiku, Saiyan Saga I Saiyan Saga Fiku, Saiyan Saga Goku Blue. Similar effect here, and I literally looked at the equipment when I was designing this one specifically. But let's just get into it. Slot 1, 50% HP. Why is it 50% compared to Goku Black's 20? And you know, simply put, Zenkais have higher stats. So yeah, which explains the 40% guard that I'm gonna go into right now. Guard 40 up, and if in 20% if you have 2 or more allies that are future or Vegeta family, itself does not count, and 60% to base defenses. I think slot 1 is it's a little restrictive, to be fair, but to be honest, this unit was always designed to be ran with Future Saga or Vegeta Saga. When this guy came out, he was always ran with Vegetas and other Trunkses and Future Saga allies, so I see no reason why to make it restrictive to this. And to be fair, I think this is fine. 40% guard just naturally is good, but 20% more for Future Saga and Vegeta family, I think it's also fine. Maybe it's too much, but overall I think it's fine. I think I went overboard. 100% damage inflicted and 30% to strike and blast attack. Looking at his kit, I think this might be too much, because he has Zenkai stats, plus you're giving him an equipment, which is another, I think, multiplier. So, maybe, let me do this, let me just right now, let me just live. Maybe 50% is actually okay. 50% damage inflicted up, but for now, I'll leave it back to the original 100%. Yeah. And when switch to standby, ally future 10% up. I like how I just made it that, you know, Future Saga and you want to be running with Vegeta. This is just me forgetting his kit, but I think it's fine for future. Vegeta Saga, not Vegeta Saga, Vegeta family, you know, I guess it's gonna be fine for now. They have Ultra Vegeta and Majin Vegeta. He kind of fell off, but hey, I think it's fine. But just could do it now, or Vegeta family. I just misspelled Vegeta as I literally have it right here. Wow, did I? No, I didn't. Or okay, there you go. And that's fine. On cover change, this is slot 3. On cover change, enemy blast shield for 5 counts up to 3 times. Minus 30 key for the enemy. And that's just it right there. That's just on cover change. If allies are both Vegeta or Vegeta, man, I forgot to put or. And my bad. And Future Saga, 20% damage right up. And if unit is Trunks, 30% damage inflicted for 10 counts. I think this is overall pretty okay slot 3 straight up. I think just having this alone makes him pretty decently viable. Why I have, you know, Trunks? Simple. Back in the day, you would run this Vegeta with Tag, Vegeta, and Trunks. And they had a unique equipment, and you'd like to run them together since, you know, you can make them go machine gun mode and just keep spamming blast cards. Overall, I think this will be pretty good for future. A 1% Sparking, who is still pretty decent. Not gonna be god tier, but overall support wise, pretty decent. I think this is not bad. Overall, yeah. Plus, he has a good def buff. I think it's pretty fine. And let's get to things that people might care about. Unit Switcher Zenkai. I might have misspelled Zenkai here, but I don't really. Yeah, I literally misspelled Zenkai. Wow. Embarrassing. But whatever. Simply put, this is my opinion, but I think these 4 are all deserving of the Zenkais. Future Gohan is a obvious candidate, arguably he's literally the oldest unit in the game now with the Zenkai, I think. And the fact it's been like, what, 4 years since he doesn't have one, I think he's deserving of it. I made a video a while back, well, it's not even a while back, I think it's like a few days ago, it's like a week. This guy is literally unrunnable. I don't even think Android 13, Pan support, and Def support can bring him back. And overall, I think he deserves it. Arguably the oldest character in the game that should get a Zenkai. But I digress. The tag androids, I think we all know why. Another old character who hasn't got buffed with a unique equipment at all. And for anybody wondering, yes, you can make the argument these everybody here can get equipment, but I think Zenkai makes more sense now. But yeah. But yeah, I think the tag droid would be a very good addition into the meta. Not only do they nullify endurance, which is pretty much the only, well, besides the comeback from Namek Goku, this is the only unit that would be runnable with the Zenkai. But their recent track record of Zenkais have been pretty meh. Tag Goku Black, not Tag Goku Black, the Goku Black and Zamasu cards right here, they're pretty decent. I don't think they're insane, but I think they're respectable. They lean more towards the damage side versus the defense side, but I'm okay with that. It's whatever. It's a 1% sparking. No one really minds them. But yeah, makes sense. Blue Zamasu, when he released, was arguably number 3 in the game. Shut up. Blue Zamasu, arguably when he came out, was the best sparking ever to be released in Legends history. I mean, there's a debate whether you can make. There's an argument to be made that like back in the day, if we go from release by release, he's not up there. But for the time period he came out, something's in my mouth. He was top 3, easily top 3, best discipline in the game, very reliable, can tank everything. Heals your team, had a green card counter which was rewarding, and let you get a combo off, and overall just a good 1% sparking that people just loved using. It makes sense. He deserves it. And last but not least, Purple Cell. Well, it's not. Technically, we have 2 Purple Cells that are LS, but whatever. I thought they were gonna Zenkai him straight up for the Androids campaign. I don't know why they didn't, but overall it's fine. Maybe they're just saving it. Maybe they were saving it for their future campaign buff. But I think he should get a Zenkai too. Everybody here is deserving of a Zenkai. Straight up, everybody here deserves a Zenkai. You can make the argument that one is more deserving than the other. Like if to me the tier list is Gohan should get it. If he doesn't, then first, second, third, fourth. I think that's fair. I think all of them are deserving of a Zenkai. And the reason I brought Cell here is because Super Saiyan 3 Goku from GT has the death mechanic. So yeah, I think overall these ones are deserving of a Zenkai. To be fair, they've been messing up on Zenkais as of late. I mean, Red Cooler was the biggest slap in the face ever. Unit who was number 1 in the game for like 2 weeks to become arguably one of the worst Zenkais in modern day. Pretty sucky. But yeah, that's my list of units who should get it. I think you can make a lot more. Obviously, the future tag has better characters. I thought about Vegito Blue. I left Vegito Blue. I might edit that in. I thought he was deserving of it too, but I thought maybe no. Maybe they're just giving him a plat. But I didn't include him on the list, even though I think he is deserving of a buff. His Zenkai wasn't that special, and his unique equipment is pretty meh. For anybody wondering, I didn't include Merge Zamasu, which, in my opinion, is probably just because of, I didn't really see an issue with him when he came out, but I do see why he was bad. They could, if Merge Zamasu got on equipment, literally this is what they do. This is just made up right here, right? Slot 3, we can literally copy and paste Goku Black's entire kit. Let's copy and paste slot 1 and slot 2. Just for this thingy. When using art card, get 20 key 3 times and resets when on standby. That's it. Straight up, this is all they would need to do. Because in my opinion, he had key issues. That was Zamasu's genuinely biggest thing, key issues. And if you want, draw card speed up when strike gauge is used. 50 guard up when defense gauge used. And that's it. Simple. This is all they would need to do. Straight up. We'll do this like for 10. We'll do 10 counts. And just in case, 15 counts, because combos can last a while. This is what all they need to do for his equipment. Straight up, slot 3, this. That's all they need to do for slot 3. That's it. Simple. His biggest issue, Red Zamasu, was just key issues, which makes sense. I mean, I don't know why they didn't give him key issues. That's really it. You could literally just copy and paste Goku Black's entire thing. Well, maybe not everything, but just copy and paste it right here, and slot 3 will be this, and that's it. That's all you need to do. That's all they need to do. This equipment. Maybe the guard up is kind of insane. I mean, with this up, he'd be like maybe what's the Goku Black example? Like a 250% guard up, which would be kind of insane. But hey, I think it's fine. That's all they did. This is all they need to do for slot 3 for Zamasu. Straight up. All they need to do if you give him equipment. That's it. But that's my list. I mean, I think I got 4 good candidates for Zenkais, and 3 units who kind of are deserving of a buff. Goku Black is obviously the one that deserves it the most, in my opinion. He didn't really have a chance to shine next to his, Vegito Blue counterpart. But yeah, that's the end of my video. I'm finishing that here. If you guys have any other characters for that you would buff for the Future Saga specifically, go for it. Go in the comments. Heck, disagree with me all you want. Just literally hate on this video if you want. I might just make timestamps for everybody, straight up, because I mean, whatever. Overall, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and that's my, characters who get units who should get buffed during the boost campaign. Thanks for watching. Call me trash in the comments, and be safe and have a nice day. Later.